we had some news coming out of Venezuela, and we heard there was a fight going on, but Juan Guaido wasn't involved. What the hell is going on in Venezuela, fam?
So a lot of people are asking, right, is this right of Venezuela to do, and why are they doing this? Why are they going after this territory right now? Well, the truth is Venezuela has wanted this for a long time. Guyana was a British.
Went after territory in Guyana, fam?
I'm sorry? Yeah, they're going
What did
after,
they do
yes,
exactly?
Guyana. So
they,
if you want to pull up
go ahead.
the article, because they basically want to regain this part, this territory, right? And the problem is that this territory has access to a lot of oil, right?
Okay.
But Venezuela is actually acting right ahead of time, because this isn't about a territorial dispute. I have to say, this goes far beyond a territorial dispute. This is more about the resources, fam, because this is always about the resources. So when we're talking about this, that's what this is about. So on Wednesday, the National Assembly of Venezuela unanimously approved the defense of the Guayana Essequibo bill. Okay. And this was presented by President Nicolas Maduro. And this project was aimed at advancing the creation of the state of Guayana Essequibo, which was approved in this referendum that was held on December 3rd. And the Minister of Defense of Venezuela, his name is Vladimir Perino Lopez, he met this Wednesday with a solo provisional authority of the state of Guayana Essequibo, Alexis Rodriguez Cabello, in order to coordinate the actions to guarantee security in the entity. So they are right now fighting for this piece of land, but this is not what it's about, fam. This is more so about the resources that other countries want. And let me explain to you. CARICOM is the Caribbean side of that includes the Guyana, and so many people on social media have been presented this narrative.
6 de diciembre, 20.
And I'll play this in a second. So many people have been presented this narrative that what Venezuela is doing is wrong because it is a black Caribbean country that they are stealing from. But this country was ruled by Britain to begin with. This was a former British colony.
Do we have a map?
There's
we can see the. Do we have a map where we can see the territory, Jamie?
Jamie, if you want to find that while I'm talking about this, so Southcom, which we know, fam, I don't know if you've heard how they've referred to Latin America and South America in particular as wanting these resources. Southcom has been looking at this territory because of what is contained in it. And we're talking about oil. We're talking about these resources that they want. Venezuela has seen this coming. Previously, when things were different, when you had a different president, the Uribista presidents, when you had this in Colombia, the United States had an ally, right? They had military bases in Colombia. Colombia was considered a NATO partner in Latin America. They could have easily turned Colombia into a strategic point to go after Venezuela and push for regime change. That's no more. Petro is friendly with Maduro. They have reestablished partnerships. They have reopened talks. They have now communication between Venezuela and Colombia, right? And they can no longer do that. The United States, Southcom can no longer come in and use Colombia as a way to get to Venezuela's territory to impose regime change. So what's the next area and country they can use? Well, they can use Guyana right here.
Yeah.
And
where's the disputed territory? Jamie, can you make it bigger on the map in the disputed territory area? Maybe fam can.
It's Essequibo. I don't know if it's labeled there. It's Essequibo.
All right. We can't see on that map.
I don't think the map has it. It's okay. I'll find it, and if I find it, I'll post it up. But I just want to give you guys a glimpse into what has happened so far from Telesur, because Telesur is Venezuelan. So let's hear what's on Telesur while I look for this map so I can show you.
Yeah.
If
The
you
Telesur video, Jamie?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Go right ahead.
With the popular mandate after the consultative referendum for the defense of the Essequibo, President Nicolás Maduro, in a meeting at the General Assembly of the Federal Council of Governments, announced the 7 decisions of the government after the electoral exercise of December the 3rd.
Activate immediately the debate in the National Assembly and the approval of the organic law for the creation of the Guayana Essequibo and the implementation of the 5 decisions taken by the people of Venezuela, the 5 yeses in each of their parts. And I deliver to the President of the National Assembly, Dr. Jorge Rodriguez, the organic law for the defense of the Guayana Essequibo, organic law to regulate the creation of the state of Guayana Essequibo, and all the decisions of last Sunday.
President of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, affirmed that the participation of Venezuelans in the consultative referendum evidences an important agreement in the country.
We have already convoked ourselves to raise the issue, to welcome the blessed, brilliant initiative of the National Assembly, to call for a consultative referendum on the great issues of the trajectory and the historical legacy of the Guayana Essequibo, on the great issues of the present, and above all, on the great issues of the future. We convene ourselves, we met again, each one presented his vision, and on Sunday, the voice of the people spoke, and the voice of the people was overwhelming. In the 5 questions, the Venezuelan people showed an impressive consensus, an outstanding consensus of the position that has united, that unites and that must unite Venezuela on this great issue that has to do with the territorial integrity, with sovereignty and peace with the region, something extremely important.
So, fam, is
Okay.
Guyana ruled right
So-
now by a British colonial puppet? Is who's really kind of controlling them?
Well, yeah. So that's the point. Guayana has ties still to the West, and you can even see it in the names of the people. They have English names. They have all of this, but the narrative that they're pushing is that it's a black people that are being pushed out by the communist Venezuelans, and the communist Venezuelans are backed by Iran and China. Backed by Iran and China. So I have the map there. If I actually put it in the doc, in our doc, so if he can pull up the map, it's actually a big chunk that is a territorial dispute, and it's going to be like marked in red. And yeah, there it is.
That's
okay, you found a different one.
Damn, that's a lot of territory.
Yeah, of course. It's huge. So a lot of people are saying, well, wait a minute. Why now? Why are they doing this? Well, again, Colombia is no longer the NATO partner that the United States wants them to be. The United States has been eyeing this 8 billion barrels of oil field, okay, that they want via Southcom. They have been eyeing this, and they want that, and they want to start infringing on Venezuela's territory, and in a way start infringing on Venezuela itself. Guess whose election is next year as well? It's Venezuela's election next year.
Yeah.
There it is.
Totally.
Another map.
Venezuela's
election is next year. Venezuela is still enduring harsh sanctions that they have been for a long time. Inflation is terrible. Like I said, I went to Venezuela. It was expensive. Venezuela was more expensive than Moscow to be there. Like it was expensive because they use $1 there, but it's just not the same. So Venezuela is going through a lot, but what's going on with Brazil? Has Brazil said anything? No, Brazil is going to remain neutral in all of this. Why? Because it's they see it as an internal dispute as a domestic affair that Venezuela has. They see it as Venezuela's issue. But also when you look at BRICS right now, and you look at Lula, and you look at how Lula has been acting, this is another attempt to
Venezuelan, fam.
What?
Is it actually by being neutral and staying out of it? It's actually acting as a pro-Venezuelan move to say, okay, we'll let them handle their internal affairs. If Bolsonaro was in there and Trump was there, or even Biden, they might say you have to oppose what Venezuela is doing if the puppet was in.
No. Because the people who oppose what Venezuela is doing are the United States and their allies right now. So what and they're trying to say this is being done with the help from Iran, and they're allied with China. They're allied with the Russians. So this is how they're looking at this. So you already know that those 8 million barrels are what's really this is about. And Venezuela is foreshadowing what the United States is doing. So they're getting ahead of the game, and they're trying to say, oh, no, you're not going to use this territory that actually belongs to us, by the way. We haven't actually focused on that before, but now we're going to, because the United States is clearly busy with Israel. They're busy with Ukraine. They're not paying attention over here. Let's do this. Let's get ahead of the game. And that's why they're doing this. I'm not here to say, what if it's right or wrong, but I do agree that what they're doing is in a way protecting themselves against the next regime change, the next coup attempt, the next proxy war of the United States in Latin America. Because believe me, somebody wants those 8 million barrels of oil. And Southcom has been hugely salivating over these barrels, and they have been salivating over the resources in Latin America, both the lithium and the oil that is in these countries. So that's something you need to watch, and I'm going to do a thread on it so it's much easier to understand, because there's a lot of things going on there. But
I'm breaking news. I'm getting news over here. It says the Department of Homeland Security says, how dare either Venezuela or Guyana put their country over our oil? How dare them? That is what's going on.
Yeah, it's true.
Probably
it's
China.
True. So
probably
keep watching that, because that's going to develop more and more. So
interesting stuff. Let's get this next video on for this last section of the day. Fam has got some stuff to do in Moscow today, as it is really, really cold. Let's go full screen so I can fix What?
Breaking news, in case you didn't hear it, I forgot to mention, top U.S. diplomat Anthony Blinken has reaffirmed support for Guyana's sovereignty as Venezuela threatens to annex the Essequibo region. Since when has Blinken cared about anyone's national sovereignty? I just what about
human rights, baby? Oh, America,
there you go.
Captain America, friend. We're trying to spread some freedom and democracy around the globe.
By the way, one more thing, fam. Notice how they're going to go after the progressives with this Guyana issue. They're going to say, look at this little country. It's being absorbed by this big country, like Kamala Harris said.
Oh,
this is imperialism. The communists are coming. Oh, Iran backed Venezuela. China backed Venezuela. Putin's going to be thrown in there somehow. This is all Putin's fault. Literally, this is what's going to happen. And this is why you can't allow them to sort of distort the narrative. They're going to use the fact that it's Black Caribbean people and tell you that you must stand by Guyana. They're already doing it, but I'm just saying, look out for that, because it's much more complicated than what they're going to make it out to be. Okay.